the Silver Dasher.
Morning. Getting ready to do the breakfast dash. It's Thursday. It's now starting 6:30. I noticed on my last video that I didn't have the camera set up correctly, but it's a learning process, and also I've kind of put together 3 videos, and they're all pretty long, and I don't know if I can sustain this type of schedule or just fine. So I'm going to be rethinking how to do this channel. But like I said, it's a work in progress, and learn something new. Watch how other people do their YouTube videos, and learn. Always learning something. And but yesterday was a very good day as far as dashing. I don't know, I hope I can repeat it today. But yeah, so I'm off to my morning stop area, and we had a good rain last night. Hopefully it'll be a lot cooler today, because now it's super cloudy. It's not raining right now, but it has been, because the streets are wet. So hopefully this will cool things down for a while, make dashing a little bit more enjoyable. But yeah, just like I said, this is dashing or just doing deliveries. It's different. It's a way to make money, especially when it's hard to. I see the appeal to it for different people. In fact, so far I've met other people, other dashers, or people who work a regular job still, and they do dashing as a side job, which back in the old days, people had to pay off debts or need extra money, did pizza deliveries, which was the pioneer of a gig economy back then. So anyway, so heading over to my first stop, and it's going to be over by the Starbucks, and hopefully I'll get a order here real soon. So until then, we'll talk to you then. Well, I just picked up my first order, of all places, Burger King. This is the first time in a while that I picked up an order, and it's breakfast, but they didn't order breakfast. They ordered Whopper Juniors, and but the only thing I dislike about what's going on, they took so long. I swear, I wish they, have the order ready, or have the way DoorDash does this thing. If they know that the order comes in, approximately, by the time the order goes in, and when to send the order to a driver. But it's out there 10 minutes. 10 minutes is wasting my time. But going out for a while. Don't remember it, but it was more money than the miles. And I think I've been to this place before, because I recognize the delivery instructions, and I believe it's a house, mobile home, that's off a dirt road. It's gonna be one of those rough roads. I'll have to probably go into whole-wheel drive mode and go through there. But what they order sure smells good. I can smell it, and plus I have onion rings in there. I didn't get my coffee this morning. I was running a little late, and all I had was I got a Coke and some crackers. I ate some crackers, and that's really about it. But yeah. But so far, not off to a good start. Just I'm already 30 minutes into my session, and I'm only on my first dash. So, had a feast yesterday. Hopefully I don't have a famine today. So, anyway, we'll see how this works out. So, I'll see you in a little bit. I just delivered that order, and I was right. I've been here before. What makes this unique? This house, it's off a dirt road. What makes this unique? They have a big old pig. I mean, he's huge. Sleeping underneath a pickup truck camper shell. And when I took a picture of that pig the first time I came out, and I showed my wife, and every once in a while says, "Have you been back to the pig house? The house with the pig?" I said, "Now I can tell my wife, well, I've been back to the house with the pig." And also now I'm kind of upset with DoorDash. While I was putting the food by the door, I get 3 dash offers in a row, 3, and all 3 were like for $8-9, but for 15 to 16 miles away. All 3. I declined. So now my acceptance rate is down 3 percentage points because I declined those 3. And I said, quit giving me, orders, that twice the mileage. So a little upset about that. One was Burger King and Starbucks. $9, but I'm going almost twice. The rule. About $1 a mile. If it was within a mile or 2 of that, I would take it, but not twice. So a little upset about that. It was back to back, boom, 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 and so I had like a 96% acceptance rate. Now I'm down to 91. So anyway, hopefully this breakfast run has been kind of crappy, especially with the orders they're giving me. But if I don't get any more orders, I may have to start taking those crappy orders again. So anyway, we'll see when I get picked up next time. We'll see you later. Well, finally got one. I head back, after those 3 declines. I finally got an order that's, dollar per mile is, the pay is more than the mileage. I'm off to Jack's. So feel a little bit better, but still, it kind of perturbed me. Plus, I was practically almost out of the zone, and I was pretty far away from all 3 of those offers. 2 were back to Starbucks, and 1 was the Burger King. 5 miles away. But I'm headed to Jack's, and so hopefully this is a good sign that things will go in the right direction today. So, all right, we'll see you in a little bit. I just picked up that order from Jack's. Good sign. When I got there, the order was ready. So that's what I like. When you walk in, the order's ready. So you just pack it up. Go through your routine, confirming, taking pictures and stuff like that, and go. Got to be efficient. But more often than not, I have to wait. I hate waiting. Because takes up your time in your session and lessens the number of, or possibility that the chances of getting order dashes in. So, right, but got it. I'm on the way to the customer. So hopefully the day will pick up to be a better morning. So we'll see you in a little bit. Well, I just made the Jack's delivery, but very ironic. It's one of my neighbors. Just, half of same road that I live on, but just 2-3 houses down. The instructions was just leave it at the door. But this is twice this week that I've delivered a dash to one of my neighbors. In both cases, I'd never met them. But I mean, just the third house down the road from where I live. So that's something you don't see very often. Well, makes sense because I live so close to where all the restaurants are and all that. So that's why it's very convenient doing this DoorDash in here. I don't have to go far to get started, and if need be, I can make quick stops to the house for anything that I need, especially restroom breaks. So anyway, heading back to the Gauntlet area and hopefully pick up another order. So we'll see you in a little bit. Yeah, that order was quite unpleasant. Not the order itself, but Starbucks. They had me waiting over 15 minutes for that order. Of course, they had a long line, and there were like 20 people waiting inside. Gosh darn. I wish there was a way for DoorDash, Starbucks, or any restaurant, have them send me the pickup until after the order is ready to be picked up. Gosh, that's just a lot of wasted time. So anyway, can't do much about it right now. So I'll just continue on. Like I said, this morning is nowhere near like it was yesterday. Which, beggars can't be choosers, and you have to take what you get. So anyhow, all right, on to waiting for the next order. So we'll see you in a little bit. Well, that last delivery was right next to where I live, so I took the opportunity to go quick bathroom break and pop a biscuit in the microwave for a minute, 60 seconds. I didn't really get to have breakfast this morning, so back on the road and head over to McDonald's. Once again, for me, I'm extremely lucky. I live, a mile away from where all these restaurants are, so easy to get to, easy to get started, and need be stop by the house every once in a while without really losing them any time. So anyway, hopefully to pick up another order. It's been very, very slow today. I've only got 45 minutes left in my breakfast rush session. So hopefully I get lucky and get a couple good orders before the end of my session. So we'll see. We'll see you in a little bit. Well, I just dropped off a McDonald's order a little bit further out Rough Road. There you can see it. But met the customer. Nice lady. Country to the bone. Friendly, very friendly. Asked, first thing she asked me, I don't know what I'm going to make for dinner. Either chicken and dumplings or chili. So I told her, if it gets cold, do chili. So, I don't know, but I like something warm, or chicken and rice. But she said, yeah, we make our own bowl of chicken bones and make a chicken broth, and it's like, yeah, it's country, still good folk, salt of the earth, She said when they make chicken dumplings, they make them homemade, nothing like homemade. I told her, us city folks. And for chicken and dumplings, my wife, we go to Cracker Barrel. She likes the chicken dumplings at Cracker Barrel. But yeah, this may be my last dash for the morning. I got about 9 minutes left, but I'm kind of 8 miles away from the gauntlet. This was not so good day. Well, compare, it's probably on average compared to most of the days, my mornings. Nothing's going to beat. It's going to be very hard to beat my best morning from yesterday. But you do what you can, and like I said, I'm a retiree doing deliveries. I do this for supplement income. Now, if you're doing this for full time, yeah, what I'm going through is be tough. But a lot of people who do this do a lot more hours than I do. So, like I said before, you get back what you put in. So, all right, let's see if I get lucky and pick up another order before my morning session ends. So, we'll see you later. Well, unfortunately, I did not pick up an order in those last few minutes. So that's the end of my morning dash. Definitely no way as good as it was yesterday, but it's about on average. I had 4 out of 7 orders. Like I said, I explained that I declined those 3 orders. That's back to back. They were like $8 or $9, but each one of them were over 15 miles. I said no. But this morning I made $27.27. So going to take a break now. Have an early lunch. Hopefully the lunch dash will be a lot better than the breakfast. Well, the bonus is it's still overcast, so it hasn't been as hot. It's been 75 all morning, so I hope it stays that way with no rain. So anyway, we will continue this on the lunch run, so I will see you then. Bye. Oh, welcome back. It's now 10 to 11. I'm getting ready to start my lunch dash. Hopefully it'll be better than my breakfast run. But it was about average, that I have seen for the past few weeks. So we'll get this show on the road and head over to my first parking area and wait for an order. Hopefully I get one real soon. So anyway, I will see you in a little bit. I just had my first order of the day from Zaxby's, made $5. Wasn't too far away. In fact, I've been to this customer's house. This is the 3rd time. So when I saw the unique, and delivery instructions, I said, yeah, I think I've been here before. But it's always good. And I said, yep, because I remember the first time I was delivering, it was very confusing because it's a nice looking house, but I think the house is split into small apartments, and so his actual door's in the behind the house. So that's what the instructions were. So anyway, so waiting for my next order. It is cloudy. It's sprinkling a little bit, which is fine. It's a little cooler now, like it was yesterday until it got hot in the afternoon. But it's in the mid to upper 70s right now. Feels really good. So I'm heading back this way. I'm actually, instead of going through downtown, I'm going this way to hit the interstate and go back up and hit the beginning of the gauntlet. And near my standard parking area and waiting for the next order. So yeah, off to a somewhat good start. Hopefully I get back to back orders like I did yesterday, and God forbid, I hope I don't get no back to back to back, double mileage orders that I'm going to refuse. God, that has never happened to me before. So, anyhow, so it is right now about 20 after 11, and so I'm heading back to my first parking area, and hopefully I get another order. So I will see you then. Well, didn't have to wait long. Just about 30 seconds after I signed off on that last bit, I got an order for Buffalo Wild Wings. A little over $13, but 13 miles, but I'm going to take it. I'm about to get back on the interstate, and it's just 1 mile up for the next exit where all those restaurants I told you about are starting. So yeah. Happy, gonna order practically right away. So heading that way, and we'll talk to you later. I just delivered that Buffalo Wild Wings. This was strange. Well, not really strange, but it took me. I mean, I'm up in the hills. Every road. I mean, it twists and turns. Lots of twists and turns. In fact, the delivery instructions from the customer was like a checklist. Take this road, take this road, this road. Do this. If you went, if you see this, you went too far. It was pretty specific, and even left her phone number, which as I explained before, don't leave your phone numbers. But oh my God, look at that! Those are big old roosters over there. I mean, I'm out in the country. But she gave me a $2 tip. So I'm very pleased with that. So now I'm heading back. Still overcast, not really raining anymore. It's probably temperature's going up a little bit. But hopefully it stays cloudy. So it doesn't get so hot. I haven't learned my lesson. I only brought one Gatorade, so hopefully I don't run out. So anyhow, so now I'm going to head back to my station, so to speak, and see if I can pick up another order. All right, we'll talk to you later. I just delivered that Chick-fil-A order for about almost $7. It was 7 miles. Nice little house out in the country, and had kitty cat sleeping on the porch swing, and another one showed up, and a nice lady, she came in, she said, oh yeah, I love animals. She had 106 chickens, 20 ducks. I saw the ducks there, and they have a pond on the side of the house, and I saw behind, and they have a huge chicken pen. She loved animals, and explained all the animals that she's got. But the 2 kitties, she says she has 5 cats, and I saw 2 of them, but they were just lazy, just being lazy kitties. So anyway, so now I'm working my way back and see if I can hopefully get another order real quick, and we'll see what happens. So we'll see you in a minute. Well, I just delivered another Chick-fil-A order. It was $6 for 4 miles, and it wound up being the high school. But of course, the customer or whatever didn't put in the description, hey, it's the high school. I just got the address, but of course the delivery zone is way out there, not inside the office, but the instructions said come to the office. So I had to use the help feature, because the app thinks I'm not in the zone for the delivery. So, but I got it working. So I do know if I see that particular address again, I know for sure that it's the high school. So still overcast. Still, it's now hitting low 80s, but still a little cool, a lot cooler than it has been. So I'm gonna head back to my normal waiting station, hopefully to pick up an order real quick. Yeah, this is back-to-back Chick-fil-A orders. It's the first time I've had back-to-back of Chick-fil-A orders. So anyway, hope it continues. Like to be steady on these orders. A lot of traffic now coming in around the front of the high school. Anyway, so we'll see you in a little bit on the next order. Well, that was a nice quick one. It was a Zaxby order. It was a little over $2, but it was just under 2 miles, and it was to a local car dealership. It was just right across the interstate. Had to cross the bridge and get back. So nice, quick and easy. Something to do. Something to, hopefully I pick up another order here real quick. So yeah, things are starting to get warmer now. I'm glad I stopped by the house real quick and got me another Gatorade. Let's see what happens. Hopefully things will pick up here soon. And I got about an hour and 40 minutes left in my session. So, all right, well, we'll see what happens. We'll see you in a little bit. Well, that was a Cracker Barrel order. Just a little over $6, but it wasn't very far. I actually wind up at the local hospital. This is the second time I've been there. The first time, though, they didn't have the front desk available, and that was kind of strange. I had to go up to the second floor to the nurse's office to deliver the food. But today, normal operations. You walk through the main entrance. Now, this morning, I delivered to the emergency room, which is on the other. It's the backside of the hospital. And usually it's the emergency nurses there. And usually it's always been a Starbucks order with several drinks and stuff like that. I've done that multiple times. But this is the second time I actually went to the front part of the hospital and go through where patients go in. So anyway, that was a nice little pickup. Still got about an hour and 20 minutes left in my session. Slow but steady. Like I said, I don't think nothing's going to beat my day yesterday. That lunch dash was had 10 orders and 10 deliveries. That's the most I've ever done in a dash. So went way beyond. Plus, I had that big order in breakfast that paid for over half of that run. So anyway, heading back to my waiting area, standard waiting area, and see if I can pick up another order. So I'll see you in a little bit. Well, that was a new experience. I've picked up a lot of orders from a lot of different places, and in the city we live, there are 2 Subway locations. I think they're both owned by the same family. But one, if you remember, there's one next to the McDonald's, and then there's one that's inside Walmart. Well, this is the first time ever that I picked up an order from Subway inside McDonald's. Inside Walmart. And of course, it's the Subway and Walmart's very busy. But I picked up the order and just brought it out here. And where I'm at, you'd be surprised what you think is out here, but it's just within half a mile within the city. You're back out in the country. Just country road. Most of the homes you see here are mobile homes or mobile homes that have been expanded. But mainly it's just mobile home, everywhere. Nothing wrong with that. It's just just what you see out here. Now, as I get closer to it's a one country roads, but as soon as I get closer back into closer to the city limits, they're building 2 big, huge subdivisions. They're still clearing land. They got their streets done, or mostly done, but they're just clearing land. They're getting ready to build houses out there. So this little area near the Walmart, it's gonna be booming with housing, and hopefully with more housing, more door dashing. Yeah, we're just now passing it. Huge Falling Waters Road. There's a few houses that have already got built. It looks like about a dozen that have already been built, but it's going to be a huge subdivision. Probably about 300 houses from the way it looks, or more. So, anyhow, got less than an hour to go. About 50 minutes before my dash session ends. So, heading back to my waiting place to see if I can pick up another order. So, till then, see you in a little bit. Well, that was a Chick-fil-A order. It's getting hot now. It's late in the day. I got about 20 more minutes for my session. It's already hitting 90. I'm glad I went earlier, went back to my house and I picked up another Gatorade because I already drank the first one. So now I'm starting the second one. So just delivered to an apartment complex I've been to many times, so I'm very familiar with. So I like that, when you've been doing it. I've been in now almost 2 months now doing door dashing, and you start seeing a pattern. A lot of people, I'm to the point where I'm starting to see a trend to see the same people, and those people tend to be more ordering food from DoorDash, and but I still get do deliveries to people or locations I've never been to. So something like I said, when you door dashing, you don't know what's going to happen. It's a crapshoot what it looks like, and it's kind of like an adventure. You don't know what to expect. But yeah, I'm starting to do more and more of, when I do this more and more, I'm starting to see more and more familiar locations and customers. So, but which is good, if customers are, like that one lady I told you that lives way out there in Nice. I've been there 4 times, and she told me one time I met her, that she does a lot of DoorDash. Whatever floats your boat. The more people that DoorDash, the more money I make. So anyway, whew, man. One more day of this. I just wish it would just get cool. Now granted, when it gets more towards, wintertime, December and all that, I'll probably be, oh God, I wish it'd hurry up and warm up. So, damned if I do, damned if I don't. So, anyway, once again, heading back to my waiting spot and waiting for my next order. I still got about 20 minutes left. Hopefully I can get one or two. So, we'll see you in a little bit. Well, that's the end of the day for me. I didn't get that one more order. So I'll get a summary of what of today. Let's see here. So to repeat, I did $27.27 in the morning, and in this afternoon I only did $55.11. So I just barely broke $80 for today. But my running total for the week is $309.82, and I got one more day to go. So looks like I may get a chance to at least make. If I make at least $350, I'll be happy. So yeah, today's been brutal. It started off nice, but then it got warmer and warmer and hotter, and then orders didn't come as fast and all that. So Today was pretty brutal. Yesterday was great. Today not so great. So, but that's the way it goes. So, anyway, one more day, and I'll be done for the week. And then I'll rest up and do our stuff that we do on the weekends, and then we'll start fresh on Monday. So, till then, I will see you tomorrow. So, good night.